Hello everyone, my name is Thomas Fern and I'm a second year PhD student in the Computer Science department, and I'm going to talk to you a bit about Cozmo, which is this little fella right here. It's a little robot, but there's a lot which comes with this little package. So, what is Cozmo? How does it work? What is inside it? And what makes it such a great robot for being such a small robot? So, what is Cozmo? Well, Cozmo is actually a children's toy, at least that's what it's advertised as. The reason for this is it's in that sort of price range where it's commercially acceptable to buy one for a very lucky child. It's very robust considering its size, but the thing which makes it a children's toy is the way it works and the way it interacts with the environment. So, where can you get one? Well, it's a commercial chassis, so you can buy them from any main retailer once we're out of lockdown. They cost roughly £175, which is quite a lot for a toy. But if you compare it to a more research grade robot, then it's significantly cheaper. So, without further ado, I'll show you some demos of it working. Here's a video of Cozmo using its onboard camera to follow a person's face. And here's another video of it using its awareness of its surroundings, being able to detect several cubes with different patterns on them and stacking one cube on top of the other.
So, first story is, your laptop wasn't pulled correctly, so that you're going to have to put it on the other network.
It's zero now.
Just try it and we'll see what happens.
It's zero.
We may have to come to a different alternative because we don't have the
Zero all the time. Zero. It's zero.
So, as I said, Cozmo is in fact a child's toy. Now, it comes with a very, very good Android and iOS application. So the aim of the app is to be as intuitive as possible for any age group. So in the app you can play with it, you can play all sorts of games. It does in fact have a block-based user interface for being able to program it, so people familiar with Scratch would be away with that straight away. And you can also feed it, which is unusual, but that's what makes it such a pet-like character. So, how does it work? Well, there's a little bit of magic going on, and not everything is as it seems. So we've been saying that the robot can do this and can do that, but you can't really fit a powerful computer into something so small. So it utilizes the onboard computer inside this, takes in all the readings from the sensors like the camera and the encoders, which allow you to work out how far it's moved, as well as other sensors to make it prevent falling off a table. So the app does a lot of the decision making for the robot, but the robot executes all the instructions. So it does have a lot of other features as well if you start digging into the software behind it, if you're keen on programming. So you can connect it with other third-party libraries. You can ask the Google Assistant to instruct it what to do. Because of its onboard camera, you can also post photos to Instagram, as well as being able to publish tweets as well, so you can find out what the status of the robot is that way. And as I mentioned before, because you've got access to the camera on board Cozmo, you can perform a lot of research-based tasks, mainly including machine vision, so you can get it to recognize people's faces, as well as lots of other household objects. So, what's inside Cozmo? The way it drives is that there is 2 motors in the robot. There's one on each side. The way it travels around and understands where it is it has lots of sensors in the wheels, so it can understand how far it's moved and how far it's turned and at what speed. And we've got tracks underneath the wheels that gives it quite a lot of grip to be able to climb over a variation of different surfaces. What makes it such a brilliant toy is the emotion that it can display. Now, when you have this in play mode, then you can have it change its own emotions and moods. And to do that, it uses the LCD screen on the front here, so it looks a bit like a pair of googly eyes. But it really is a great interactive tool, and that's basically what it's made it so popular with children. So as far as the camera, there is just on the front there a very small camera, and what that does is it streams back into the application on your phone or your tablet, and that does a lot to the processing for it. As far as intelligence, as I said, there's a bit of magic stuff going on, but being able to recognize and interact with objects makes it such a great toy to play with, and you can really do a lot with it. You can build your own games, you can get it to recognize all sorts of different patterns that you can draw out. It also learns from its mistakes, so there's a lot of artificial intelligence which goes into this little robot. So as you saw with the videos where it didn't quite pick up the cube the first time round, it knew exactly how to correct itself for the second and third time. It also behaves based on its decisions and its moods as well. So if you found that it has lost a game, it will go into a bit of a sulk, like a bit of a spoilt child, but that's what makes it so cute. So it really does develop its own personality in that sense. So, what makes Cozmo a great robot to have? So apart from its cheap-ish price tag, you get a lot for your money. At £175, you have got a robot which you can program in 2 very popular programming languages, Python and C++. Most people have got a smartphone or tablet that they can use to work with it, so you don't need any extra kit to go alongside it. It's jam-packed full of sensors, and you can really do a lot of sensing around the environment with it, which makes it a really excellent flexible platform for developing research, whether it's in education or how robots interact with people. But yes, it's an awesome little robot. So thank you for listening, and any questions?